When Emily Carter set out for a walk that day, she had no idea that her life was about to change. As she strolled through the park, something fluffy in the shadow of a tree caught her attention. As she stepped closer, she saw a tiny raccoon, trembling, weak, and completely helpless. Emily looked around, but there were no adult raccoons nearby. The little creature had an injured paw, and leaving it alone was too dangerous. Without hesitation, she gently wrapped him in her sweater and hurried home. Back home, Emily researched how to care for a baby raccoon. She bought a special milk formula and began feeding him, naming him Theo, using a small pipette. The first few days were tough. He was too weak to even lift his head, and Emily had to wake up every 2 hours to feed and keep him warm. Over time, Theo grew stronger. He learned to move on his own and became increasingly curious about his surroundings. But he needed more than just care. He needed companionship. 2 unlikely friends. Emily already had 2 loyal dogs, Milo and Bruno, both of whom she had rescued from the streets years ago. They were friendly, intelligent, and patient, accustomed to both people and other animals. But the arrival of a raccoon in their home was a completely new experience for everyone. When Theo first saw Milo and Bruno, he froze in fear. He had no idea what to expect from these large, furry creatures. The dogs, on the other hand, observed him with curiosity, but without aggression, simply watching his movements with quiet patience. This gave Theo a bit of confidence. At first, he stayed hidden behind furniture, peeking out cautiously at the dogs, but his curiosity soon got the best of him. Gradually, he began approaching them, sniffing, and carefully watching their behavior. Then, something unexpected happened. Theo started mimicking his new housemates, a raccoon who thought he was a dog. He noticed that the dogs would run to greet Emily at the door when she came home, so he began doing the same. When they wagged their tails, he tried to imitate them, though he didn't quite understand how. Eventually, he even attempted to bark, but what came out was more of an amusing grumble. The more time they spent together, the closer their bond grew. Theo no longer feared the dogs and instead followed them around the house. He ate next to them, attempted to join their games, and even copied their habits, such as lying by the doorway when they were resting. Milo and Bruno, sensing that Theo was no longer afraid, accepted him into their pack. They took care of him, protected him from loud noises, and joyfully played with their new little brother. In return, Theo fully embraced their companionship and found pure joy in spending time with them. Their favorite game soon became chasing each other in the backyard. The dogs ran across the grass, leading Theo on a playful race, and he struggled to keep up. But he quickly realized that if he wanted to match their speed, he needed to be fast and agile. Day by day, he refined his movements, growing more confident and nimble. Mischief and adventures. Having a raccoon in the house, however, brought some unexpected challenges. Theo was incredibly curious and restless. He loved climbing shelves, pulling things out of drawers, and inspecting anything that caught his attention. Milo and Bruno often found themselves unwilling participants in his antics. Whenever Theo discovered something interesting, he made sure to involve his canine brothers. Although raccoons may seem adorable and playful, Emily quickly learned that their behavior was quite different from that of regular pets. They were independent, mischievous, and nearly impossible to train. Theo had a strong-willed personality. If he didn't like something, he would turn away dramatically or make loud, displeased noises. He could play happily with Milo, but when he got tired, he would simply walk away, completely ignoring any attempts to continue the fun. But despite his stubborn nature, Theo became deeply attached to his family. Every evening, he would climb onto the couch and nestle himself between the dogs. After a long day of playing, they would fall asleep, cuddled together. A true family. As time passed, Theo grew into a strong and active raccoon, but his friendship with Milo and Bruno only deepened. They were no longer just playmates. They had become a true family. They ate together, slept side by side, greeted Emily at the door, and even got into trouble as a team. Emily admits that she never expected a raccoon to change her life so much. He taught her patience, filled her days with laughter, and proved that friendship can exist between even the most unlikely creatures. A story that touched hearts. As word spread about this unusual family, more and more people became interested in their story. Emily began sharing photos and videos of Theo playing with the dogs, cuddling with them, and getting into mischief. The images quickly went viral, and people were amazed at how strong a bond could form between animals that in the wild would likely never become companions. Theo, Milo, and Bruno's story became an inspiration for many. It showed that true friendship knows no boundaries and that love and care can bridge any differences. A friendship that defied expectations. As time went on, their extraordinary family continued to surprise those around them. Theo and his canine brothers became local celebrities. Their friendship was known not just among Emily's neighbors, but also by thousands of people worldwide who followed their adventures online. Every day brought new discoveries. Theo not only learned to mimic dog behaviors, but also became a leader in their little pack. He was the first to notice when Emily brought something new into the house, the first to run to the door when someone arrived, and even attempted to guard the home by making amusing growling sounds at strangers. But no matter how much things changed, one thing remained the same: his attachment to Milo and Bruno. They continued to play in the garden, chase each other around the yard, and, after their energetic games, collapse onto the couch together in a cozy pile. Emily often reflected on how incredible this journey had been. When she first found Theo, he was tiny, defenseless, and frightened. Now, he was an integral part of her life and her dogs' lives. A raccoon, who might not have survived alone, had found a loving family, while Milo and Bruno had gained a friend who brought excitement and adventure into their daily lives. She sometimes wondered what might have happened if she had walked past him that day. He likely would have remained lost and alone, never knowing the warmth of companionship and love. But fate had a different plan, and now Theo wasn't just surviving, he was thriving, living a life full of joy, love, and happiness. A story of kindness and unbreakable bonds. This story is more than just a tale of an unusual friendship between different species. It is a reminder of the importance of kindness. A single act of compassion can change a life, bring warmth to someone in need, and create something truly extraordinary. And Theo is living proof that even the most unexpected friendships can become a true family where trust, care, and love reign supreme.